Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to Wednesdays Unplugged with the Freedom Network. This is Jeannette Echevarria. I'm one of the leaders here, and thank you so much for joining. So today, I love seeing everybody here, and I would love to hear and collaborate with you guys. If you have anything to say, within our subject, please unmute yourself and really share with us. So I wanted to have some conversations today around what we do every single day as realtors. So most of us are realtors here, right? Or if you have other businesses, lead generation is important. Like, lead generation is what's going to build your business, your clientele, and how do you do so, right? And so there's so many gimmicks out there. There's so many new websites and systems that you can get into. But when it comes down to it, really, it is just back to basics. Like, don't overwhelm yourself with all this technology, with all these different tools and instructions saying how to do this, how to do
Okay,
that.
thank you.
I do hear this a lot from that team, that, oh my God, I can't work the CRM. I don't know everything about it. And sometimes they hold themselves back because you want to know everything. But at the end of the day, what you need to do is just pick up that phone, call that number, and connect. And I know Gene knows a lot about that because he loves speaking on the phone, which I admire so much because I don't really like it that much. Like, although I love talking to people, but speaking on the phone to, 20, 30 people a day, it's exhausting sometimes. And, I can see that he loves that. Like, I text Gene and he calls me. That's the kind of person he is, and that's how he's going to drive his business. So definitely get back to basics. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can kind of see something else besides my face, right? But you'll hear me talking. So let's see, make sure. Let me know when you can see my screen. Thank you.
I see it.
I don't know what I did with my, okay. What is happening with my thing? Okay. Okay, guys. So I'm going to share a little story with you guys. This presentation I actually did a couple years ago, and I've updated a little bit, but I actually want to just showcase it the way it is because I built this, I think in 2015. This was my second year in the industry. I was very new. When I came into the industry, I didn't have a team to fall back on and learn from, and I didn't have a mentor that was there with me to guide me through. I kind of just went at it on my own. There was a couple people that would, extend a hand here and there. But truly, it was just kind of me figuring it out, right? So as you can see, this was my branding back in the day. And I learned very early on, I think in my second year, how I grew my business was really personal. What's really in person, being in front of people and really building connections with people. So I did invest into marketing a little bit, but that was not my focus. I wasn't dumping thousands. I wasn't even dumping $500 a month, to be honest with you, in marketing. And I'm going to share with you that I grew my business. I think that year I closed about 35 homes on my own because of the relationships that I built. And then those relationships that you do build, and they're going to be meaningful and strong because you pour yourself into them and you're very genuine about how to take care of these people, how to get them into a home, how to help them, sell their home. It's all about the connection. So basically what I started noticing in my business is that I had a lot of returning business. So not only was I closing deals, but now my clients were referring me to their family, to their friends. My other clients kept coming back. So let's say I had a rental, they actually bought their first home from me. And so how meaningful is that you got a tenant in the home, right? As a rental, it was only, I think, $1,800. So my commission check was about $250, $300. It's not much, but I poured myself into them and letting them know that how special they were, even though they weren't a rental. Right. And so a lot of mistakes that agents do is like, I don't work with rentals. And when you do work with rentals, you let them be out there on your own. You don't pour yourselves, and you're, how are you not like showing your work ethics, right? And so I give 100%, no matter what price point you are. When you have me in front of you, I'm going to give you my all. And that's just the person I am. And because of that, I've learned to have relationships that are lasting. I still have my first time buyer from the rental to a first home, and hopefully we're going to be getting them in an investment home soon. Everybody has a story, right? And it's up to us to facilitate, the service, to help them and get to know them. So the stronger they build a relationship, the stronger it's going to be. And they're going to advocate for you. They're going to be your brand ambassadors. So I want to show you a little, so this is my intro. This is back in 2019. So this is my GCI. This is what I closed on my second year. So just sharing a couple things about me, as you can see, lead generation was really important. So at the time, we talk about this all the time, dedicate a couple hours a day for lead generation. Now lead generation looks very different than when I started. When I started, it was just phone calls. It was just Facebook, getting in front of my people, right? So your family, reach out to your family, let them know you're a realtor, let them know you want to help, educate them on what you know about the market, or maybe educate them on the processes of a lender or credit repair, something that's going to help them get into home ownership. So you target your sphere of influence, you target your community. I was really big on my community. And so what I mean by that is, I'm going to skip to a different tile, getting involved. And so I like to pour myself into our community, right? So doing anything charity to give back, but I also got involved into the schools. I have 2 boys, and at the time my child was in ROTC. He was really vested in ROTC, so we really didn't have a lot of time with him, because he would actually be in ROTC practice. He was a cross country at the time, so he would do practice, ROTC, and by the time we see him, it was like once a week, maybe, because he also worked. And so I thought, okay, I miss my child. I want to spend more time with him. But at the same time, I got involved into the ROTC in the booster club. I ended up being the president. I don't know how, but they selected me to be the president. So then I had to show up, right? So I built something to give back to the community. We actually raised over $6,000 that year for them to use to buy supplies, to buy uniforms, or to even just sponsor certain events. They would go to competitions and we would buy food. And if they had a parade, we would have hot cocoa for them because it was in the middle of winter. Things like that are affecting your community. But guess what? I think that one year I had 4 sales from just my parents that I was involved with. And one of them ended up turning into a realtor and being on my team. And so there's opportunity everywhere. And I know sometimes we fall back on our team leaders, on our teams, or on the lead generation systems. And we think that that's the way to build our business, but it's not. And I have a proven, business that I can share with you, that it is not about paying for leads. Those are additional stuff. Those are cold leads that you're going to have to pour yourself a lot of time of just creating that relationship, letting them know that you are trustworthy to work with you. So although I love, to share that with my team and letting them know, yes, that is a source of getting clientele, that's not the only. And we really should be out there building our relationships and building our what do you call it? I'm at a loss of words. Building ourselves up and showing them like who we are and what we can do for them. And I think a lot of us just forget about that, right? It's easy to just swipe a card, give a card out when you get paid, and, oh, let me get some leads. But are you really connecting with these people? And so think about that, because you can build a really wealthy business out of this. This is some of the things that, you know, the closing. I like to build culture within the team and my business. So we would do little video shots. I would actually call them photo shoots after the closing, and the clients love that because, you know, especially if it was like a special occasion for them, first time home buyers. I mean, it was just great to do an experience with friends and family. And so my next tool, and I'm skipping through slides just because I think it makes sense, right? Follow up. So after you get them all closed and everything, are you following up? Do you have a system that have follow up? Don't fall back just on your CRM. Yes, there's great campaigns there, but do you have reminders on your phone to say, hey, this person bought a home a year ago? You know, send them a card, call them. Send them a little gift or pop by. If you're in the area, you know, unfortunately, all of my clientele is in, you know, in Virginia. So now I'm building my clientele here in Miami, and I'm able to walk, you know, drive up to their home and say, hello, you know, here's a little gift for me. But if you guys have the ability to, you should. I have a lot of successful friends that have built a business just out of that, and they gain listings after listings just by coming by with a little pumpkin during Thanksgiving or a poinsettia during Christmas, you know, just something small that you just show that you're thinking of them and you're still there. And it's important to have these follow-up systems that are going to continue to drive your business. Let's see. I would love to hear from some of you. I know you guys have a lot of tools, and most of you have been doing this for a while. Is there anything that you're doing too that's going to set you aside and set you apart from basically the rest of us, and what has helped you build your business? Stop sharing real quick. Let's see. I'm going to read the chat. Real estate is a business relationship. Yes, that's right, William. It's all about relationships. And I'm going to share with you guys something. So since everybody's not able to, you know, to share right now, if that's okay, I have plenty to share. So I actually just had a client, and I'm going to tell you this because it just happened to me last week, and I get excited when I'm able to really use my, you know, experience and thinking outside the box, and also perseverance, because we don't give up, right? I'm getting a cold lead. I don't know this person. I scheduled an appointment and met with her. So my goal is land the appointment, and I'm show up, and I'm there with her. When I show up, she, you know, she's excited to meet me. She had seen my images and stuff that I shared with her prior. And so we see this home, and in conversation, she tells me that, hey, I have an appointment at 1 with another agent. And, you know, for us, that's devastating, right? We're like, I'm sitting here, I show up to you, I want to earn your business, and now you're telling me you're scheduled with another agent. So most of us would just say, okay, well, you know, if it doesn't work out, let me know. I mean, this appointment was literally an hour and a half later. So I didn't have a lot of time to build this relationship with her and that comfort and say, hey, cancel that appointment, stay with me, right? And I wasn't going to do that because I don't want to appear a certain way. I wanted to be genuine, right? I wanted to truly make a connection with her. And so what I did was she shared with me the home that she was seeing, and I called the listing agent. I did some research on the property, and then I related to her, hey, I've been speaking to the listing agent, by the way, on this property, you know, some things that you should be aware of, because she is an investor. She, you know, she wants to buy something that she could get a good return of investment. And so I did what I had to do, right, to earn my business and my trust and build a trust. So in the result of that, the agent on the other side was never able to confirm the appointment for her. But instead, I was talking to the listing agent, and I proved it to her. And so that built that strong trust. Now she's able to trust me and say, whoa, you got answers when I'm sitting here still waiting for a confirmation from this other agent. And so that's how I won this client over. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I could have easily just said, hey, you know, let me know if it works out. So I continue to do my job. I continue to send her properties. She actually met with me 2 more times. We've already seen the first home we met at twice, and hopefully we'll be making an offer today. But that's my little success story from a couple days, from Friday to now. And I wanted to share with you guys that it's about perseverance and really connecting with the people and really caring, because I could have spent all this time, and if she would have gone with another agent, that's fine. At the end of the day, I got to sharpen my skills. I showed her what I was made of, right? Because I needed to do what I had to do to earn her trust and her relationship. And I'm very happy to say that, she's at least still communicating with me, and, like I said, maybe making an offer today and getting it accepted. Hey, Courtney, did you want to chime in, Courtney?
I'll chime in quickly. I think it's also important to actually build up, your circle around realtors, right? Because you never know, realtors might be, they'll pick up a listing of some kind, maybe one day, and just by you building that relationship, they'll choose you, right? So that's something also to consider. Build your relationship network. Go out there, meet other realtors. I think that's important. I have the opportunity, but because I work in I have the marketing company or whatever, the photography side, where I know about listings that usually are not even in the market, right? So I know when the moment comes and I have the buyer for one of those and my clients have it, they'll pick me right away. I have that confidence. So I think it's just important to network and build your circle also around the realtors and all that other stuff, lenders and etc.
Absolutely. 100%. I love that you added that. Thank you. Because, I was focusing on the clientele and the business, but it's true. You wouldn't have a business if you're not having good relationships with the other agent. And, at the end of the day, we're playing at, we have the same goals. It's getting to the table together.
I want to add something to that, to what Jean just mentioned also. So on top of just, people within your industry, I would say just network with anybody, right? Because that makes you a whole lot more valuable, because now people are going to start knowing that you are the connector. You are the person that people can reach out to so you can align yourself with other people, right? It's not necessarily you want to be a one-trick pony like, oh, I just specialize in real estate. You could be like, I'm the guy who knows photography. I'm the guy who knows an engineer. I'm the guy who knows a lawyer. I'm the guy who knows this. So at some point, people are going to be like, oh my God, I got to reach out to Jean. I got to reach out to Courtney. I got to reach out to Jeannie. They know everybody about everybody. They got doctors, they got lawyers, they got this, that, and the third. And that's going to make you valuable towards anybody. Anybody is going to make it way more attractive to want to come talk to you, not only because of real estate, it's because you have a multifaceted relationship. They're not just going to come and talk to you only about business like that. They can literally have a conversation about sports, like Jeannie had mentioned, ROTC, hometown heroes. The list goes on and on. And after you collect all these stories, that makes that relationship that much deeper. So when you actually do reach out to people, not only do they trust you, they have that good energy. So when you show up, they're just like, oh, Jean, I'm so happy to see you. Let me tell you about this, that, and the third. And those kind of relationships, they stand the test of time. Whether the market's going up, down, sideways, or whatnot, the thing about it is that you're there for many parts of the relationship. So, it might go cold for a couple months, that's fine. But after a couple of years or something like that, that person is still on your speed dial. And when you call them, they'll still pick up. So that's what I wanted to add to that, is just have relationships that reach everywhere as far as you can, because you're going to be known as a connector.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. Thanks so much for chiming in. Yeah, it's all about relationships and connections and helping each other. And I put a quote out there on my social media. I don't know if you guys, those of you who follow me saw it, that, you lift yourself by lifting others. And right, so by picking someone else up, that speaks so much as a leader. For me to pour myself into my team members, my mentees, whoever I'm coaching or affecting in my life, and I bring them up, that for me brings me up, because I've made that. I had a little part of it, an influence into that. And I'm able to see the result of how great this person is and her business is growing, right? And I get to say, wow, I brought her into the industry, or I coached her for a certain amount of time, and look where she is now, right? And so that lifts me up as well. So this is huge. So relationships all around, but get back to basic, guys. I know business, the market changes, there's struggles out there, but be creative, really think about the ways that you can grow your business. I speak to everybody about real estate, and honestly, I find a way. Sometimes it's a little weird because I just like say things like, "What do I do for a living?" So I can force them to ask me what I do for a living. I'll throw those things out there, but honestly, even my delivery people that come here and deliver Uber Eats or Instacart to me, I give them my card. Like, oh, what do you do? Oh, do you have a different business out of this? I ended up having a contractor and someone who installs like alarm systems and everything out of that. And so, you never know who you're gonna meet. So yes, network with everything, just like Will says. Network with everyone. You never know how you're gonna get a new client. And for you to be just out there, calling it's like you're putting out in the universe, you're gonna attract it back to you.
Hey guys, I have one final thought that I would like to add to. So in my experience, what I've seen and what I've heard from my mentors and my mind groups and everything that I'm a part of, that you definitely get paid in relation to the types of problems that you can solve. So as an independent contractor, you have to solve your problems. So if you think that your problems are small, well, then that's in direct relationship to, the types of income that you make. If you can solve big problems, you're going to basically get paid that amount as well. So when the market's going sideways, upside down, whatever, if you can solve that problem on your leads, on your investors, on your opportunities lost, what have you, that is a direct reflection on your bank account. So just keep that in mind, that you have to be a problem solver. And the better problems that you can actually solve, the more money that you can actually get rewarded.
Oh, that's nice. Can you type that in the chat? I'm going to steal that from you. I love it. That's so true. No, guys, feel free to steal any quotes that we say, put them on your, I have actually note on my phone that I put all the quotes that, I've been reading, reading books or wherever you obtain them, and I just think they're powerful, and they speak to me at a time, and I just write them down, and I want to ensure that I pass them on because it might affect someone else as well. So, but yes. Awesome. Does anybody want to share anything, any questions that you may have, or struggles, or any success stories?
Hey, good morning, Jeannie. It's Courtney. Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, we can hear you.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm on the road this morning on the way up to a team meeting with one of the other LPT teams. Invited me up. So talking about ships, one of the guys I'm going to meet with right now, he plays golf. He played collegiate golf a number of years ago, and he has built his entire real estate business around playing golf. When he was with Brand E over there, he was playing maybe 2 days a week. Now he's playing 4 days a week with LPT, and he has more listings than he's ever had. And a lot of it has to do with his social, and he goes to these different ones every day, and he's just meeting people and talking to people that have a common interest, like golf, like some people do with cars, some people. And what you were talking about with the, with the kids events and things like that, it's amazing how, if you really get into it, start realizing the relationships you're making at a hobby, even how many, how that can impact your business, how you can actually build your business around. All he sells and shows are golf course homes or golf community homes. That's all he does. He does quite well.
Wow. See, that's brilliant. It's true. Thank you for sharing. And it's true. I see some of you here in the call. I know what your talents are. I know what your lifestyle is. And you stay true to that, you're going to grow a huge business just around that alone. I mean, just by you going to the gym, right? Is what most of us do here. But just by you going to the gym and touching people's lives and telling them what you do also, besides where you are today, that right there may land you a new client, right? And so it is huge. Like I just say, stay true to yourself, like Courtney says, do something that you love, pour yourself into them, but uplift each other and help other people, because it's going to help you in return. So, well, thank you guys for joining us today. And if anyone wants to chime in at any point, definitely always welcome to come and join us on the Wednesday calls. And have a great day.